He would hire me to photograph his new artists. And one thing that he said to me is, I want you to make them look larger than life. So that advice stays in the back of my mind at every single event. How could I make this person seem larger than life? All right, guys, welcome back to another video. I first wanted to start off by saying thank you for all of your comments and some of my other event photography videos. I really appreciate your enthusiasm, your questions. Something that I noticed is if I don't get to one of your questions, somebody else in the community will answer. And I think that's really cool. I love the fact that other people are curious or have more knowledge that they're willing to share even within the comment section. So let's jump into this video with some tips on how to better capture a speech. So this came up for me recently in a job that I had to capture a speech. It was an opening for a gym. Two women were presenting, and I noticed something that I constantly do. I'll shoot the speech, I'll be in the front row, in position, pretty much, hopefully the best angle, but maybe not, depending on when I got there or who else is shooting. But I got the shot. I got a bunch of shots of the two women speaking, and it felt really repetitive. So then in my mind, what is the next shot that I need to get? So if you're photographing a speech and it just is going on for a long period of time, a long time could be 3 minutes, and you know that there's nothing else going to happen during that time, like there's no other surprises. If you're hired by someone, most of the time you know what the surprise is gonna be, if there's another guest coming on. So you'll want to stick around. Now, in this case, it was just the one speech. So I got the shot, then I turned to my right and capture some of the people observing the speech. And then I turned 180 degrees and capture the people behind me. So it's the POV of the speakers. I saw an opening behind the two women that were presenting, and I moved to the back, to their backs, and then shot them presenting to the crowd. I chose to keep them in focus and then let the crowd be blurry, just to show the amount of people that showed up to the grand opening of their gym. So one thing that I keep in the back of my mind, I know when shooting some of the events or shooting speeches or shooting performances, you get at least I used to get locked onto just the one thing that's happening, but there's lots of other kind of events happening throughout the event or throughout that experience. And capturing some of that stuff is gonna set your photos apart from other event photographers. There's only so many photos of one person that you can get and have them seem different. When I first started shooting, I was hired by a pretty well-known songwriter, and he would hire me to photograph his new artists. And one thing that he said to me is, I want you to make them look larger than life. So that advice stays in the back of my mind at every single event. How could I make this person seem larger than life? Who showed up? How do I get reactions of people responding to what's being said over the microphone, or if there's no mic, what's being said to the audience. So looking for crowd reactions, looking for volume of people. If there isn't a really big crowd, you can kind of fake it by using your knowledge of your focal lengths with your lenses. So if there's 4 rows of people, for example, you go to the back row and then use a telephoto lens and you compress the foreground, focusing on the person speaking. That way you can see the layers of people in between your camera and the speaker. This makes the event seem bigger than it is. It's a camera trick. Things to think about as you're shooting your event. How can you make the event look more epic than it actually was? Venture out around the stage. Like I said, if there's a surprise coming up, you gotta time it right. And I've been doing this for a pretty long time, so I have a sense of time management when I'm moving around a venue, but practice by doing small amounts and then coming back making sure that, you know, if you are leaving a spot and it was hard to get to, that you make friends with the people that are behind you or to the side. Be like, hey, I'll be right back. Could you hold this spot? And then when you move through the crowd back to your spot, the people, I do this at actual concerts too, not while I'm shooting, just while I'm attending. Make friends with the people around you so that when you have to go to the bathroom or have to go out to get a drink or something, you come back and the people know you, they know you were there, they'll welcome you in instead of kind of shutting you down and making you not be able to access the spot that you've secured originally. I hope this helps. I hope this is stuck in the back of your mind in your next event. It's something that goes through my mind every single time. If you want some more tips on event photography, check out the Beginner's Guide to Event Photography. I go through a lot of things with composition and how to approach different situations. If you got something out of this video, go ahead and like and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. I will see you in the next video.